everybody, it's me, Roy, with One Day Better, and I thought I would do a quick unboxing for you because I did get the package the other day, and it's something that I've been waiting for and wanting for the last couple of years, actually. But last year I kind of ran out of some of the funds that I use when it comes down to using your FSA and HSA funds. I usually have FSA funds, flexible spending account. And actually last year I was going to get it, but Amazon had already sold out of it before I had had a chance to actually do it. So, you know, what can you do, right? But this item is actually called the BiowaveGo. And it is supposed to be more than a TENS unit. And, you know, with me obviously getting a little bit older and up there in age, we deal with lots of aches and pains, right? You got me, right? I'm sure we're all in that same boat. You know, there's always a new ouch, ooh, ow, where did that come from? You know, and with having such a physical job, I'm also just always like, wow, there's stuff going on. And of course my ankle needs a surgery, and I haven't gotten to that point yet where I'm ready to get the pins and screws the doctor tells me to. But, oh nice. So it's not like wrapped in any sort of way or whatever else. It does have like a magnetic enclosure here, which is kind of cool. So you just kind of lift it up and open the box. And yeah, so here is the basic unit. And it's one that, because it's the BiowaveGo, you're supposed to be able to actually use it and wear it while you're out and about doing your day, going through whatever. So, so it comes with that. It comes as a stop. Read me first and get 2 free electrodes. So that's kind of cool. It comes with the outlet, or the electrical cord or whatever else that you plug into your outlet. And let's see what else is in here. So again, there's a 20% off your next BioWave purchase, which is kind of nice because again, the pads, there's already a package of pads in here where there's 6 in a little bundle. And if I'm remembering correctly, when I talked to them beforehand, because I had called their like 800 number or whatever it is to ask some questions ahead of time. And I think they were saying that each pad, because you use 2 at a time, and again, there's 6 in the little package or whatever else. So you've got like three you know, sets that you would be using here at 2 at a time. And I think they were, if I'm remembering correctly, I think it was like 30 applications or whatever it is before it kind of like really loses its stickiness or whatever it is. And the gal did also explain that you can put some saline solutions, so like your eye drops that you would use for your contact lenses or whatever it is, you'd be able to spray, you know, put a little bit of that on there or whatever else and let it dry off, and it would kind of give it a little bit more stick to it again, and maybe you'd get another couple more tries or something out of it. I could be wrong. I'm learning all of this as we go, but so it's nice that then again, the next time when you need to get some new ones, you can get 20% off. So that's kind of nice. There's the quick reference guide. And then of course there is a package of them inside the box itself. And let's see if there is anything else. Yes, so as I'm opening some more, there is, oh, the connectors. Okay, yeah, it's in a little shiny package. It's not completely opaque, but it's kind of hard to see through it. You might be able to see some through there, but it is the connector cables or whatever else, and it plugs right into the little hole up here at the top of the unit of the BiowaveGo. And on the back of the unit, there's also like a belt clip, so you can kind of clip it onto, I don't know, your bag, your purse, your belt, you know, the pocket or something on your shirt, whatever. I mean, wherever it is that you're going to be using it or whatever it is, and how, depending on how far and how long these reach or however else. So yeah, so kind of interesting. And then of course there's also some directions of use inside on the inside of the box there. So that is kind of cool. And I think that's everything that's in the box. So I'm going to go ahead and plug this in. I'm going to read the instructions or however else. But I will be back next week to actually do a full review on how I actually feel about this unit and kind of see how it's doing, you know, because I do have, not only do I have pain in my left ankle, because again, I need that surgery and I just haven't gotten to it yet. I'm also experiencing some pain in my right thigh. Sometimes I end up having some issues with my elbows. I definitely have problems with my hands with gripping, constantly gripping product at the store and having to put it away and gripping it again and putting it away and doing it hundreds of thousands of times a day, the 4 days that I work. So I definitely feel them wherever there. And then of course, when I went through the surgeries on my left rotator cuff or however else, I'm still experiencing pain from them. I just, you know, as I continue to go through almost like a couple of years of like physical therapy and went under, you know, the surgery twice, it still didn't 100% correct whatever it is that was going on with my left shoulder. So, you know, I still deal with a lot of pain and, you know, issues or whatever else with that. And it's going to be like that for the rest of my life at this point, unfortunately. But that's where I'm hoping that something like this is going to help, because it's actually more than a TENS unit. It's actually also supposed to be able to really go in there and you know, like activate the nerves or whatever else, and maybe stop the pain from the nerves, or however else. I'll have to read up a little bit more about it, but I'll definitely share that with you all next week when I do the when I actually do the review video. And that'll probably come out towards the end of next week, I guess, if not the beginning of the following week. So I just thought I would do that with you all tonight, because it was something a little different, something a little fun. And yeah, so other than that, I still have some other big plans or however else with things that I'm working on with the Victim No More initiative. And there is another aspect of that whole program that I'm really working on now. And just so excited to have help, because it takes a village, right? I mean, you can't always, when you get these wonderful and great ideas, you can't always do every single thing yourself. And I'm learning that as time goes on, because, you know, it's almost been 2 years since I came up with the concept and the idea. And it was 3 years ago or whatever that I, you know, started One Day Better, the YouTube channel, to help people that have been abused and molested like I was, and sharing my story and kind of going into it or whatever it is. So, I mean, it does, it takes a village, and I'm glad that I'm having people coming forward to help me get some of these things that I need to get done, because obviously it's going to take me, you know, a bit of time, and it's going to take me, you know, the resources, the money. And so obviously I've tried many different ways to do that. I've been, you know, trying to solicit funds. I've tried to go after the grants. I have a possibility of going through some lightning rounds with some like angel investors or however else. So I'm kind of even looking at that route. And I even joined that contest with Dr. Squatch. So, you know, you just, and, you know, hopefully in the next, you know, week or something like that, we'll find out actually who the winner was. I mean, they're supposed to be contacted there by the 30th or by the end of the month or whatever it is, anywhere between the 10th and the end of the month. So there's still a week to go, and I am still crossing my fingers that I could be one of the contenders, because you never really know. And I'm never going to give up the hope and the faith that things are going to work out the way they need to. And if I don't win that contest, then it just wasn't the right fit for me right now. But it's not something that I'm ever going to give up my hope on having this all come through, because, again, I've already come up with new ideas, and that's kind of what we're starting right now and kind of working on to really kind of go through. If I won Dr. Squatch, that would be great because it would put us that much further ahead on the new plans. If not, then at least I have a team and I have a project manager that's going to be able to really help me start acquiring funds and start really going after the logistics of this whole thing, where I can continue to work on the creative side of what I need to, and he'll be able to really help, fill in the gaps and get all of these other pieces and parts and, moving things that need to work and come together, all the puzzle pieces. He'll be able to help me kind of get all those puzzle pieces or whatever else put together and linked, and so that we can kind of step back and see the full picture and go, wow, look what we've created. But again, I've gotten to that point where it's bigger than I am, and I just can't do it alone. As much as I'd like to, I just can't do it alone. My vision is bigger than ever imagined, because again, I wanted to be able to help people all over the world and not just here in the United States. And so, yeah, that's part of the story, and I will definitely talk a little bit more about what it is that I'm working on now. But just know that it's still within the umbrella of the Victim No More Initiative and One Day Better. It's going to be something that's very relevant right now in the time frame, and I think it's going to have a huge impact on how it's going to be able to affect people here in the United States, all of the children, and it's really something that's important to me, and I know I had to give my full attention to it. And then it'll also give me some of the funds that I need and the time off from my, like, a normal 9-to-5 job, the job that I have right now. It'll give me the time off to be able to actually do and create what I need to, because again, the 4 days that I work are long days, and I'm no spring chicken. I'm getting older, and as you continue to do these physical jobs, it gets harder and harder, and at times it leaves me a zombie, and it makes me very exhausted on the days that I'm off. So again, usually on Tuesdays is my day for rest, and that's something that I need to give my body the time it needs to really relax. But I try to spend those other 2 days being active on the things that I need to get done and want to get done each week. And again, I'm still within my accountability group. I'm still with the Redesigned Empire, and I'm still learning and growing, and all of that as well. So not only being a pod leader, but being in a pod, it's great, because again, it continues to keep me accountable for the things that I need to get done, and keep moving and pushing the agenda forward, so that I can keep seeing movement. So very excited about it all. So I have rambled on enough. I'm going to let you all go. I will have other videos or whatever out tomorrow, but just know that I wish you all, if you all are here in the States, I wish you all a wonderful and happy Thanksgiving. I'll send another message out tomorrow, but I just love every one of you that continue to stop in and see what it is that I'm doing, and watch the progress, and watch the videos that I kind of put out there for keeping your mental acuity high, and your spirit soaring, and all of that. I hope it helps you all, and I'd certainly love to hear more comments, and that's the whole thing. The comments and the likes, the shares, that kind of thing, it all kind of helps the algorithm with me being able to be seen by more and more people. So by all means, if you haven't subscribed already, please do. If you haven't commented, please do. I'd love to hear where you're from, what's resonated with you or however else, and you know, let's all come together, because right now the world, you know, especially the US, is just in such utter turmoil right now, and it's just a scary time to be alive. There's just so much going on, and there's so much negative, and it's time to flip that switch, and we got to start getting back into the positive mindsets and stop dividing and stop treating, you know, others as adversaries, you know, and more as friends, and, you know, being kind to your neighbors and helping people as much as possible when they need it. So, all right, I rambled on enough. I said that already. But I love you all so much in love and light. Please hit like, save, share, comment, follow, and I will see you all tomorrow. In love and light. Have a great night.